dear guests, dear teams, journalists. Today we welcome to Ukraine our friend and ally on the eve of the Independence Day of Ukraine. And I mean ally in every sense of the word. Mark has helped Ukraine, our defense, our relations with other partners during all these years. Since the beginning of this war, since the start of the full-scale invasion, both during his term as Prime Minister of the Netherlands and now as NATO Secretary General. We highly appreciate your personal support, Mark. I thank you very much. And today we've discussed first and foremost which of our next joint steps can give Ukraine and all of Europe more of security and bring the real end to the war closer. First is security guarantees. We have achieved together with all our partners an important mutual understanding with the United States of America. The US is ready to be part of the security guarantees for Ukraine, and this is for the first time that we've reached such readiness. Now, virtually every day, the negotiations on the specific content of security guarantees for Ukraine are ongoing on the level of NSAs, on the level of our military diplomats of all teams. Yesterday, there was a call, Ukraine, all of Europe and the US. Today, such work will continue, and I'm grateful to everybody who's involved in this. Our general aim is what is formulated in the dialogue with our partners as Article 5-like guarantees. That is like the 5th article of the NATO treaty. These are really efficient security guarantees. This is the result that we must reach so that the architecture is absolutely clear which countries help us on land, which are working to provide security in the skies, which ones guarantee security at sea and help Ukraine. Also, this is the question of financing for our army in the numbers and quality of the Ukrainian army that will be a protection for Ukraine. In many ways, this is based on our cooperation with NATO, with our partners, cooperation that we already have. Ukrainian army, our infrastructure, defense infrastructure and security infrastructure are very seriously integrated into the system of the alliance. There is a lot of bilateral cooperation with NATO members, and absolutely all practical levels of our cooperation with NATO we will continue. The second one is the weapons for our warriors. Now Pearl program is working. Thank you so much, Mark, for this initiative. It's very strong. The program that allows to procure American weapons using the funds of the partners. This program now foresees $1.5 billion from our European partners. The new participants will join soon, and I thank everybody. This allows Ukraine to buy from America such undoubtedly needed things as air defense, of course, first and foremost, Patriots and missiles and HIMARS and other weapons. And I'd like to thank you, Mark, once again for the organization and for the coordination of this program. It's important that each month add finances to the program and efficiency. On average, it's $1 billion per month. We've discussed this with Mark. It can be $1 billion per month, maybe something like 1.5 billion. So we must work on that. We've discussed how to join more countries to the Pearl program. Also, it's critical that to have sufficient financing for our programs of drone production. This was a second part of our conversation with our teams. Solely about the internal production. The Ukrainian potential to produce is way above our current financial capabilities, and we're working to close this gap. Today, Mark has already seen our drones, some of them, various types, very efficient ones. This is indeed #1 weapons. Weaponry that repels the enemy's attacks, holds the front line, and we decrease in such a way the numbers of losses, and that's probably the most important thing, that we decrease the amount of losses using drones. The Russians increase the usage of drones. We see that. We have everything for our countermeasures, and financing is important. In the near future, we must close the gap in financing. We have spoken about that already. It's not a secret. It's slightly more than $6 billion But nonetheless, we very much count on such support from our partners. Then the other thing is diplomacy. We've discussed the key details of our joint work to bring real, substantial negotiations to end the war. We are often in touch with Mark, often counseling how we should act better, especially in the context of partnership, general partnership, and joint partnership with the United States of America, with President Trump. I believe that we have had a historically important visit to Washington, D.C., to the capital. We have agreed about the security guarantees that I've already mentioned. We have also discussed the formats of the meeting with the Russian chief, the bilateral and trilateral formats. You have all heard about that. It is at the level of leaders that the issues on how to end the war must be settled. But we now see that the Russians do everything so that the meetings do not take place. Ukraine, contrary to Russia, is not afraid of any meetings with the leaders. We are ready to work as productively as possible. We hope that the partners will help to ensure that the position of the Russian side is at least somewhat productive. They must be forced to diplomacy. Strong sanctions are indeed needed if they do not concede to diplomatical resolution of an end to the war, and we very much count on strong packages from the partners. We believe that everything must be done so that Russia cannot further hide from the meetings. We see strong signals coming from the United States that they are ready to move forward. Europe and other countries within the framework of the coalition of the willing are ready to help, and we are grateful for that. A serious platform of the coalition has been built. More than 30 countries, among which are Japan, Canada, and other countries. It's a pro-Ukrainian coalition that is sufficiently big, and it's important to implement everything. It's important. We're working on that. Glory to Ukraine.